All right, so let's dive into one of the biggest challenges facing artificial intelligence today. It's massive, and I mean massive, appetite for energy. But here's a thought. What if the solution is hiding in plain sight? What if it's in the most powerful and efficient computer we know of, the one that's right inside our heads?
It all kicks off with a pretty weird question. What on earth can a holiday cookie teach us about the future of AI? Yeah, I know, it sounds a little out there, but trust me, this simple question is actually the key to a revolutionary new way of thinking about sustainable tech.
And this is where we meet Miranda Schwake, a PhD student at MIT. She was part of a group called Kitchen Matters, which is all about explaining science through food, and she took on the challenge of building a better, stronger gingerbread house. It seems like just a fun holiday project, right? Well, for Miranda, it was the perfect material science experiment.
So what Miranda did was focus on just one single variable, butter. In a recipe with a lot of butter, the water in it turns to steam, creating all these little air pockets. Super tasty for sure, but it makes for a really weak cookie. But by cutting back on that one ingredient, she ended up with a cookie that was way more dense and a whole lot stronger. Exactly what you need for some serious gingerbread architecture. So the big takeaway here, it's actually pretty simple, but it's huge. If you change the internal structure of a material, you completely change how it performs. And this exact principle, the one she proved with a cookie, is what she's now using to solve one of the biggest problems in the entire world of computing.
So what is that huge problem? Well, it's that AI has an absolutely massive, unsustainable appetite for energy. The gigantic models that power modern artificial intelligence, they consume a staggering amount of electricity. And this isn't just, a minor issue. It's a major roadblock for the future. Miranda puts it perfectly herself. Training these giant AI models is just an energy hog. But think about it. When we learn something new, our brains are doing incredibly complex work, but they're sipping power, not guzzling it. This incredible efficiency gap is exactly the problem she's dedicating her work to solving.
Okay, let's just try to wrap our heads around the scale of this. The human brain, it runs on about 20 watts of power. That's less than most light bulbs in your house. Now, conventional AI training, that can require megawatts of power. The difference is it's astronomical, and it makes it crystal clear why the path we're on just isn't sustainable.
So, it really begs the question, right? If we want to build a better computer, why not just copy the best one in existence? And that brings us to the core inspiration for all of this work, the human brain. It is nature's own supercomputer, fine-tuned over millions of years to be unbelievably powerful and ridiculously energy efficient.
Miranda's advisor, Professor Bill J. Yildiz, really nails down the secret.